But here we have a very least questions. Yet now we didn't have any questions asked in that exam. But the same thing we find in the entire informations we find in this table. So from this table, first thing, level 1, level 2, we have two categories are there. And these are the indicators. And CV stands for control panel, mounted visuals, shutdown. We have some words are there. We will refer that. So level 1 operation, the speed is, we have a rated speed. Above the rated speed, what will happen? The S, that is shut down. Immediately the generator will shut down. The speed is high, the generator will shut down at the same time. So low fuel, the fuel capacity is down. Whether the generator will shut down, immediately shut down? No, because even though low fuel, at the maximum we need to move the vehicle until drain. So we have that because one engineer asked this question. The overspeed means the level 1 we need to off. Immediately they shut down this generator. Because what is the reason? Because it may accumulate another problem. So in your exam, suppose you have any questions related to the indications, control panel, refer the 5th chapter and this table. See here, in this table we get the same table I keep in the slide format. In the slide formats. Okay. So we have questions related to this chapter 5. Some of the questions we get, some of engineers share that, some of the questions we frame that from the entire standard, we coin a new questions. Which one? 133. Fully discharged battery. That is, the battery is now fully drained. So we need to recharge the battery. The recharge time is for level 1 applications 24, level 2 36. Okay, shall we have a break? Ten minutes. அஞ்சு லேடிஸ் இருக்காங்க, அதனால திடீர்னு கிளாஸ் முடிச்சுட்டு வந்துட்டாங்கன்னா கஷ்டம். அங்க இருக்கு, சிவில்ல 2 பேர் இருக்காங்க. எஸ், have a tea, have a biscuits there. Tea and coffee both are here. We take the hot water. Here we take the hot. No, we have a break. Okay, shall we start? So 6, 7, 8. So 6 we have a ATS, transfer switch equipment. 7 and 8 we have a maintenance. So as I told, we have 1 or 2 questions from there is a possibility to have questions from the transfers, and we have a chapter 7 and 8 we have maintenance. There we have so many informations are there, but all the information put together in the table. Okay, next another 15 to 20 minutes we discuss about the chapters. Then we have some questions are there. Let me discuss the questions. Especially in the chapter 6, we have a ATS. So there, what is the purpose of the ATS? Already we can find in the answer definitions. Then what are the operations we need to carry in this chapter? First thing, so we have electrical operations and ATS. We need to, when the power failure, the electrical operations, then mechanically we need to hold the things. So that's why we have electrical operations mechanically hold, and transfer and retransfer the load automatically. Transfer that prime power to standby and standby to prime. Then some visual informations we needed. So these are the main informations, main features we need from the ATS. So mostly in the standard I mentioned that factory assembled things only we are using in these systems. Mostly they mention we use that ATS. So another informations. So again, yet now they didn't ask any questions from this area. The only, we have 2 things. What is the definition of the ATS and type 10 seconds. That questions only most of us in the exams. So these are the other informations. Yet now we didn't have any questions from these areas. So what is the definition for the open transition, closed transition, delayed transitions? Some information they mentioned here. So the word itself having a meaning. If you have this meaning means that is a change over things. So immediately you come to our mind, it's related to the switch, transfer switch. So just we understand this. First priority load, that means critical loads. So within 10 seconds, that is high priority loads, or we call as level 1, because in the first diagram, so here we have a load. The load, entire load is divided into 3 different categories. So we have 3 different ATS are there. This ATS must operate within the 10 seconds. Say, this is because it's connected to the life safety loads. So this transfer switch is maybe not a life safety, that's why it is maybe operated for the within the 60 seconds. So based on the transfer switch is not only for that this one, based on the loads, how we calculated, how we know that based on the loads. Life safety loads means we prefer the type second, type 10. So by this way they mention this. First priority load, we have 10 seconds. Legally required loads, we have within seconds, 60 seconds. All other loads depends upon the requirement. Just we need to remember that the 2 words. First priority load we call as a high critical loads. This diagram is not mentioned in the 110, just for understanding only. So we have one generator. For example, say 4 p.m. for 5 minutes, 4 hours, 5 minutes, 4 a.m., 5 minutes. So at that time, the power is failure. So the ATS will operate. So it's a level 1 because in the top they mentioned that level 1. That is within the 10 seconds, we need to get the power. So here 14. What is the difference between the 14 minus 5? 9 seconds. So within the 9 seconds, we'll operate it. So this is a performance curve. This is for information only. Just so all other we forget about that. So we need to train power to standby within the 9 seconds. That is within the 10 seconds will operate. So here they mentioned that level 1. So that's why we have a 10 minutes, 10 seconds. So we need to remember these terms. So ATS will capable for 3 operations. So where we install the generators. And what are the requirements? For example, we have a generator room. What are the requirements for the generator rooms? So simple answer. The answer for the question, what are the requirements for the generator room? We find the answer from this chapter. So we need to consider the generator room less hazardous area. So that least we have based on the hazard, because based on the different areas. For example, we have high possibilities for that. That is the floor is damaged, that we didn't prefer that, and there is high possibility for the flooding area. We need to consider little height. So many parameters involved. That's why we say that these are the parameters. In detail they mentioned here, but still they didn't ask any question. Still now I didn't receive any question from this area. But we have some other informations. So indoor EPS. So just think about, we are working in more than different projects. Some projects is maybe residential building. Some projects is maybe a hospital. If we remember, if the hospital means the generator, it is separated. We have a room is there. For that other, we are not like that. So by this way, we can able to visualize our answers. For level 1 applications, we have a separate room. So room means is surrounded by that wall. The wall must be have a fire rated. Sometimes we have outdoor substations also. That is EPA rooms also that. So level 1 means default we prefer only indoor. For all other applications, we may prefer indoor or outdoors. So see here the outdoor, the snow or rain not enter in the room, and there is no possibilities for the high wind velocity. So that are informations are there, but we have a least possibilities only. Exam point of view. So these informations that we discuss in detail in the 101. There 101 and 70. So one more thing. In the first class, I said that NFPA 70 2017 regulations. But NFPA 70 is National Electric Code. So National Electric Code, we have not only one standard, we have a subdivisions, we have two more standards are there. NFPA 70, National Electric Code. 70B, 70E. 70B for the maintenance, 70E for the safety. Let me discuss in detail. So all these three standards, we need to refer that. We have a question from these areas. So there we did these details, we have these things. So this question frequently asked in that exam, you may find the answer here and 101 also. 3-foot candle. For level 1 and level 2, EPS equipment locations shall be provided with the battery powered emergency light. So emergency room default. So from this we have one emergency room means default in the emergency room we have one exit lights is there, we have one emergency light is there, that is 3-hour battery backup. As per QCDD regulation we have 3-hour battery back, but as per NFE standard it's 1.5 hours. It is referred in that 101, they mentioned that. As per the NFA standard, the emergency, the battery backup is 1.5 hours is enough, as per the standard. But in QCD, in our regulation, in Qatar, we follow instead of 1.5 hours, we followed 3 hours battery backup. So 1.5 is enough. But now you have one doubt. In my exam, whether I selected 1.5 or 3. Is correct? You saw that. So usually, again sir? No. In the all, the entire, irrespective of generator room, if you have emergency means in Qatar, if you use the word emergency backup means default we use the word 3 hours. But in the standard, they say that minimum requirement 1.5 is enough as per the standard. But in the exam, suppose they mentioned that yet now we didn't have any clear questions. Suppose as per NFA standard means we select 1.5. As per QCD guidelines means we prefer 3 hours. Tool 32.3. And see here, we have two words are there, 32.3, let's bracket. So usually in the entire standard, they use, sometimes they use the two units. One unit, they use the SI units, another one, they use that pound system because it's prepared by the USA. That's why they use their own standards. So both the values are mentioned in here. In your exam, sometimes the option they mention 32.3 lakhs, sometimes the option they put the 3-foot candle. So there is no need to buy out the numbers. Just based on the questions, you refer that. So simple, if you have a question related to the lighting, means first priority, refer 101, chapter 7, that is agrees. So there you can able to find the answer in the entire thing. Because emergency, definitely refer the agree systems. Life safety, that's why you refer that, irrespective of all other standards. Even though you can be able to find the answer from this 110 and 101. So instead of 110, you prefer 101, you can be able to get that answers. Because even though I mentioned, but in your exam, instead of the system, Immediately we read about EPS means we didn't remember that. We need to refer 101. Immediately we come to mind 110. So okay, we get the answer. So suppose you are unable to get the answer in the 110, don't fed up. So just cool down, then lighting. Okay, emergency. So we go for that 101. By this way, we can be able to recall the informations. In the throughout the 110, mostly they use the word 2 hours fire rated. So that's why in your exam, suppose they use the word EPS or EPSS fire rated. The hours means default you select 2 hours. Because but right now you can be able to use the control F. In the 110, if you put the control F, 1 hour you didn't find that. So EPS, at the most, we are using the word 2-hour battery. It's a 2-hour fire rated. So by this way, in your exam, you default without referring the document, you select the 2 hours. The last 15 minutes, you need to confirm your answers. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the points one by one, they mention the 2 hours only. Okay, now we have some maintenance and the testings. So usually in our BOQ, they may not only BOQ or in that project spec, we procure any equipment, say generator. So the manufacturer provide that manuals. How many manuals they will provide it? We record as per the project spec. Mostly they use the word 2 sets of manual. That question asked in that exam. So we have 2 sets. Where we keep these 2 sets of manual, one set we keep nearer to that equipment, another one we keep in the safer places. That question also asked in that exam. So these are the information related to the documentations or record. So especially in the NFA 70, chapter 7, I think chapter 7 is the word documentations. There you can able to find the answer for all the document related questions. How we keep the record, where we keep the record. So all that information you find that. The next class we discuss about that NFA 72. There we mention the record, the documentation is applicable for all the standards. For 110, we have a different the record format. For the NFA 72, we have a different format, not like that. So this chapter, all the information we find in the tables. I will show the tables. So at least 2 sets of instruction manuals we needed. For level 1 applications, for level 1 systems, shall be kept in the secure, convenient location, one set nearer to the equipment. Note that the word shall. So mandatory. So ATS we have so these informations here I keep this word, the same word you find in the annexure A. The table you find all the things. So that's why I show that table. Lead acid battery, we need to replace 22 for 30 months. This table. So that's why I will show that things. Actually, in the NFA standard, we have a table is there. We are not able to keep this table. It's a big table. I'm not able to keep here. That's why I key in the document in the Excel sheets. So just before that, I saw that. This table, the same table I keep in the Excel format and keep in that. Okay. So in your exam, just before going to this area, first read the terms. This question frequently asked in that exam. Specific gravity or state of charge. The test. X. Okay. So level 1. So monthly basis we need to check that. So that's why by this way we find the answers. And again, there is no need to buy got any informations. Because before know these things, first I start the preparations. We need to buy got. For example, I say that all the indicated devices. So we have a quarterly, inspections are quarterly, testings are annually. By this way, I buy got that. Later on, I find that I know that these informations. So that's why there is no need to buy got any informations. Only thing, which table we need to refer. NFA 72 means chapter 14. Chapter 14, we have 2 tables are there. One table for the visual inspection, next table for the testing. That's all. Definitely, because 72, they asked more than 3 to 4 questions related to the testing. Testing, this carries 3 to 4 marks. So 3 marks means 3 into 4, 12 marks. Just refer in the table, we get the answers. Okay, so I have. So these are just, you see these questions. For example, one engineer shared the question on 1st January. So we have more than 15 or 20 questions. They share that. For this exam, I selected the 110 questions only. But just for your references, we can able to have a more confident. Okay, these are the questions asked in that exam. Okay, we are able to answer these questions. That's why I keep this one. So classification of EPSS. So we need to refer to chapter 4. So they asked about class 0.25. 0.25. That is 0.25 hours. Hours means 15 minutes. So class EPS type 10. So they were type 10. So type 10 means in terms of seconds, it's a maximum. Because throughout the 5 classes, definitely I spell more than 10 to 15 times I use this word, because frequently we need to use the word class and type. So that's why we are familiar with the terms. Class means maximum hours, minimum seconds. By this way, we can able to remember the terms. And this 4th question is not related to that 110, but they use the word EPSS. So usually what we do, EPS we refer that 110, but we didn't find the answer in this table, in this standard. So EPSS, that's why I keep this question here. So EPSS for high-rise building means the requirement is EPSS, but high-rise building is categorized in the life safety. Here in the 110, they give the standard about the systems for this building. Which unit we need to refer? They didn't mention that. What is the type? What is the class? What is the level? So that's why. So full form of EPSS, simple questions are there. So class 2 words, ATS stands for. So components of EPS. So what are the components are there? So in the BO, in the project spec, they have inserted the word generator, prime mover, all the things. So the same information we find in the so the question is related to the EPS. So that's why immediately we go to the 110 and find the answer in the EPS definitions. But in the definition, we get that we didn't have the answer. Correct? But the EPS, they put the asterisk symbol. So that's why we go to that. We need to remember the word. That is, first we go to the definition, EPS 3.3.1. That one, then we annexer, we go to that A 3.3.1. So emergency power supply, what are the components are there? So in your exam, we have some options are there. Sometimes the options which component not used in the EPS or which component used in the EPS. So whatever thing, we need to refer this. So prime mover, cooling system, generator. So here there is no. So 1 to 8, there is no transformers. But in your exam, one engineer asked this question. What is the not an accessory of the EPSS? I didn't keep this question in the slide. What is not an accessory of the EPSS? Option prime mover, cooling system, transformer, ATS. So transformer is not here. So because they didn't mention the date, that's why I put it. So which of the following is powered by EPSS? So fire pump room controller. So what are the essential loads? Now we have so here more than 40 or 45 questions are there. All the questions are related to the 110. These questions available in the LMS. So that is chapter wise. Just I slightly move one by one. Just read the questions. So these are the questions asked in that exam, just for awareness. That's only. And in your exam, so in the mock exam or in the LMS, you find the explanations. You can able to find the chapters. because these are the questions I frame that. If you see the one question, fuel tank means I keep the all other questions here. I show some important questions. The question number 9, as I told, frequently asked in the exam. This question in my exam, I took the exam on last November, so I have this question. So minimum time in hours, maximum time in seconds. There are two levels are there. The same in a different manner. So here we have a loss of human life. So that's why level 1. So 17 the question, just I showed that. So as you told, they may confuse whether minimum or maximum. Again, sir. Five minutes. The here in the table itself they mentioned that. Actually, right now we discussed 110, but these questions you can find in that here. SEPSS, that is, it's related to the 111. The 111 also, we have the same class, type, level, the same maximum in terms. That's all the information is similar. Type 60. So they use the word type. Type means in terms of seconds and maximum. So it is the question itself, we can able to find the answer because CCTV we use the word. Elevator. The definition for the UPS. So in the next class, I will just start with at least 15 to 30 minutes. Just I discuss about the 111. EPSS, emergency power supply systems. Stored energy means it becomes a 111. That's all. So that's why you can able to find all the questions. Once you at least you attend the mock exam for this chapter, you can be familiar with that. So familiar means you can be able to attend minimum 3 to see here. That's why so. So one engineer having 3 questions. Here we have 4 questions. Here 3 questions. So approximately we may expect minimum 3 questions, maximum 4 questions. But unfortunately, one engineer shared the questions more than 7 to 8 questions, especially for 110. Yet now I prepare that. I didn't prepare these things, but he shared that more than 7 to 8 questions from the 110. So we take that on average, we have a minimum 3 questions. Yes, I saw that some. That 2.3, but in the PowerPoint, just I keep this only, refer this table, you can able to get. We need to ensure our answers. Okay. So in the next class, we have on Thursday, we will discuss about that 111, just 10 to 15 minutes or at the maximum half an hour. Then we switch out to the 72. So just why we go start with the 111, we can able to recollect the 110.